Right then, welcome back to another video. So a lot of people have been asking for a walk around of my Polo, so I thought I'd do that today since I've got nothing else planned. Don't really know where to start. I have got a new part to possibly go in, but it also might be getting rid of it soon for an EP3, but only time will tell. So where did I start off with this? I bought it completely standard off of some young kiddie. Paid $1,400 for it. Well, 8 valve, 1.4, very slow, very untouched. 2 owners from new. It was in a front end crash, hence the silver wing, but it had a black bonnet as well, and obviously the 8 valve bumpers. I put my own taste on it. I didn't decide to change the wing because I think it actually adds quite a lot of character, but first thing I did is I bought hydraulics for it, fitted those. A lot of you have been wanting to see what the setup's like. I haven't finished the boot build, so bear with. It's also filthy, so ignore that. There's the hydros. That is the spring box, and essentially those springs there are basically my coilovers because the struts themselves are solid. So done a full, well, I say I done, my brother helped me a lot with this, so thanks to him. Got a full like box cage in there with wood. You got to make a frame basically. Got my amp and everything and a battery down there. There's like my tanks down there. Don't know if you can see it. That little red bit there, that is my tank. And next to that is like the manifold and everything that runs all of the hydraulic fluid into the rams, which are those. I think I may be running low on it, so I do need to check, but it's quite hard to explain what it's like and what it does without having it all out. And a lot of you have been saying, oh, I'd love to know how to fit it for my Polo and everything, but I also don't really know how it works because my brother did it for me. I know like basic stuff of it, but not like the full spectrum on how to fit it and everything. It's quite confusing for a dumbass like me. Big lorry battery, so that runs the hydraulics themselves. Reason for a big lorry battery is because my brother's running hydros in his, and he used a normal car battery and it kept dying. But that there is a split charge, so that is running my battery here to the alternator, so it never dies. So it's kind of pointless putting a lorry battery in, but it runs a bit better. So there's that. I've got my switch box for all 4 corners, so front left, front right, rear left, rear right. Very easy to understand. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess in there, but that's the hydros. And then it'd be nice if my fucking camera would go up. And then lift, so obviously it goes all the way down. I do need to get like a chassis notch camera. Yeah, so that all the way down. My fitment's okay on the rear, but the front is quite bad because still no chassis notch. But I'll get to that eventually. And then lift, I think it's 6" on the front, and then 9" on the rear. So yeah, goes up pretty high, but I don't drive it like that obviously because it's solid struts. The higher you go, the more bouncier it is, and it drives like absolute shit. So I leave it. Oh, the boot shutting. Lovely. I leave it about that on the rear, and then that on the front, so not terribly high but high enough to clear. Then what else did I do after that? So put the hydros on, and then I went to my nice friend Ruin, who had a set of green 16 valve bumpers that he was willing to swap for my old red ones, so I got those, and I also put the clears in as well. That was fun to do, trimming those down. Hate me all you want, I don't care. I wanted it to fit flush. So then it was just basically like this, almost without the exhaust and without nice wheels. Oh yeah, and I got the mirrors and the bonnet off of Ruin as well, because obviously I had the black bonnet, so this one's actually dragon green, so it's slightly different green, but at least it's not black. And then my passenger mirror was actually smashed, so I needed to get new mirrors. So I got these off of Ruin. Camera. Yeah, I got these off Ruin. They came with these little flame stickers that actually work quite well with like the white wheels, so I left them on. And then before I got wheels, I bought this steering wheel, which is, I found out, a Mazda MX-5 limited edition steering wheel. Apparently it's quite rare, so I've got it in a Polo. But I quite like it, it fits it quite well. Obviously I put the 16 valve seats in when I first got the car, but after that I bought the Volks when I was on big camber on the rear. Hated that. They're also 16, so it looked terrible when it was rolling. So I sold those. And then I got Wolf racing wheels to replace the Volks. They're 15-inch. And I had some TSWs in 16-inch when I was on the adapters to go for daily use, but they were also 16s. So I didn't use them. I sold both of those wheels and the adapters. Bought the Wolf racing wheels, I fitted them. Didn't like how they looked on the build because it didn't really match colour. It's very hard to get like a colour that looks good with this colour. Like, it can look alright, but I want it to look good, from my understanding, basically. And then I sold those, and then I bought these XXRs off my mate Liam. They came in 185x45s, and they didn't fit, so I had to get 165x45s all round, and they fit pucker. And then one day, as I was going back from Castle Coombe, I came right out of a junction and I heard a massive bang, and I thought, I've DB'd. No, I saw this wheel rolling down the road. My wheel came off with the hub and it broke the stub axle, so the car was basically unusable. I had my brothers there helping me. Thankfully they're very smart, I'm not. They managed to get the hub back on just so I could limp it to the unit, which we did. And then I was always going to 16 valve swap the car, and I was always going to do a disc conversion, which is what I've done. And since that happened, I thought, well, I may as well do both at the same time. So it's quite hard to see, but I've done GTI brakes, I've got braided brake lines, I've polybushed the rear, powder coated the axle, all new hubs and everything, pretty much brand new rear axle. And then the fun part was doing this engine swap, because we were running into a few issues which was making me want to get rid of the car quite a lot, I won't lie. There we go. So there it is, 16 valve. This came out my old Polo. I will say the bay was much nicer in my old Polo because it was apparently shaved, but it was just painted pink, and they got rid of the battery, they put it in the boot and they ran it terribly, so it never charged and it was always dying. They got rid of the washer bottle, which was terrible. I literally couldn't see anything, but I probably will relocate that if I keep the car, but I'm not going full-fledged with the engine bay. I do want to put it on like bicarbs or ITVs, but not for now. And I also want to get a new manifold because that one is disgusting. But the issues I ran into with this is my loom, my actual engine loom and injector loom, was absolutely mullered from previous car. And my brother is a very, very smart man, and he figured out you can actually use an 8 valve injector loom, and then the rest all works together basically. So this is all 8 valve injector loom, all going out to the throttle body and everything. But when we tried to fire it, it wouldn't start, and we were wondering why. These cars are very bad with ECUs, and I'm not going to tell you what I did because that's a very easy way to steal my car. But eventually we sorted it, and it would run and it would start. and it wouldn't die on us. So when we were trying to crank it, it would start, you give it full throttle and it would just cut itself out from the immobiliser. But we sorted that, and then I was having issues where it didn't want to stay on. So I'd have to sit there idling it at 2k for like 5-10 minutes, get it warm, and then it would idle, but it would also cut out in traffic. So I was a bit confused what was going on there. I was asking in all the polo groups, and there was actually a sensor, I think, I can't remember, yeah, that one. Hold on, my camera's being a fucking dickhead. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a sensor down there. It's nice and warm, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm warm my hands up.
There's a sensor down there, and I was going around all my sensors, unplugging them to see if the car would start and run fine. And I went to go and plug the map sensor, wasn't even plugged in. So that was my issue the whole time. It's now fine, it fires over. Just doesn't like the cold a bit. You've got to give it a little bit of a rev to get it running, but it's fine now. But that's basically where it's at. That's where I've like got to with the car. And would you mind, Tom, getting the new seat out? So I did a very bad financial mistake and bought some new seats because I've always wanted these seats. And there we go. Got some new bride buckets. Got side mounts with them. There's the second one in the car. They're very nice, very clean as well. But yeah, eventually they're going to go in the car, but that's if I don't get rid of it. I've been offered a very nice EP3 for the car. I do have a spoiler to go on that needs to be painted. Future plans for it, well, like I said, I would like to put it on ITBs. I also want to do a full bench delete boot build. I want to redo my roof lining. Kind of want to put a short throw in there. I'm basically turning it into a race car, but once again, I'm a dumbass. Price. Hydros, they're about 1,300 quid for everything. There's a lot of small stuff, like I've got a whole list on my phone, but I just can't really pull it out at the moment. But I believe I'm about 6 grand into the car, so it's quite a lot of money for something like this, and a lot of people think I've done it quite cheap. Granted, I won't get that money back, but it is not the cheapest in the world to actually do something like this. Don't really have any other future plans after all of those mods. It's nearly done now, and who knows, it might be gone next week for an EP3. So we'll find out, but yeah.
Well, I was only here for like half of the build. Like helped out a little bit. Hydros, I was there, didn't really do much. Engine, I was there a couple times.
Yeah.
That wiper delete, I was there. We were at a car show and his brother took it off.
Oh yeah.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
So,
hold on.
wiper. I was going to get an actual delete, but killer wipers don't make this one anymore because they lost the file. And someone decided to rip the silicone off of my fucking wiper at +44. So I just had to take the wiper off. So it's been like that since. It's great.
And his brother put that on as well. He got off of a Fiat. Can't remember, like Fiat Panda or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll just hold this. I mean, they leak a little bit.
Yeah,
The lights.
Yeah, very true.
It's always funny to watch. I don't really know. I mean, he's got a crack bumper. I'm just going to point out all the little details because I know most of them. What else is there? He needs a new splitter.
Very true.
I'm just going to point out every little detail that I can remember. The seats wobble a little bit. Not as bad as they used to. Was it your old car where they would like fall out?
They were really bad in my old car, but
Yeah, going around corners fast is fun. I mean, steering wheel's nice. The shifter kind of pops out.
yeah.
Then we go on this side. The boot pops off when you go into fifth. Cup holders don't really work because if you have a monster can in there, you smack your hand against it. His bumper's melted by his exhaust. His car's filthy, but that's because the weather's shit.
Yeah, definitely the only reason.
I think that's the only one we can say. Yeah, of course. These need to be changed. Which?
I've actually got a clear one on the other side.
Do you?
Yeah. I've just got one orange one.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Didn't even notice that. I mean, there's dents here and there. I mean, everything else is nice.
Okay.
It's nice to drive. It's nice to be a passenger in. I just drove it, like 100 yards. I mean, yeah, that needs to be done, but I was there for a little bit for that as well. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, so I was more moral support. This took a while. We went to B&Q together and got wood.
Oh, mate. And then
We forgot to,
got stuck
yeah, we forgot to cut the wood, so I had to ask an employee after the shop closed to bring out a wood saw. So we sat there in the parking lot for, sound American, in the car park for half an hour whilst cutting wood.
Yeah.
That
That was fun.
was a weird drive home, 'cause there was wood everywhere. That battery's heavy. I was in the back seat once when we were doing the boot build. That was on my lap and almost crushed my legs. The sub rattles a bit because it used to have a box and it was very big.
Yeah, then we took it apart.
But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We just broke a box. Because obviously
Yeah.
for all this you can't really have a
Got
massive
no
box. It's a nice touch. Oh yeah, you bought these.
Yeah, I bought these and I barely
I
use
can't remember
them.
when you bought them.
I bought them in Ireland.
Oh yeah, when you were watching the drifting.
Yeah.
These were for like shows,
Yeah, so
and I think you used them once.
the original idea I have for these is I was gonna get some Recaro confettis, but Christ, the price on Recaro confettis, I couldn't like justify spending that sort of money on seats for a Polo. They were like £2,000. They were like ripped, so I was like, I'll get these instead because they're also a really nice design. So now these are kind of just useless, so I'm just gonna probably give them to you once you get a car.
I'll take those. Yeah, I just passed my test, but insurance is crazy. Yeah, this week, Monday. That sticker's been there since you bought it, hasn't it? You haven't put that on.
Yeah, so I've had that since I bought it.
Yeah, this came on the car. This one you put on.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah. The dash kind of rattles a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Not as much as it used to.
Which is weird because I never took it out.
Oh, I thought you did.
I never took it out.
Oh, shit. Had to get a new Instagram tag because pressure washer ruined the last one.
Go follow me if you aren't.
Follow him if you aren't. I mean, the only thing I can think is that your engine is pink, like the writing. So this is like the only thing engine-wise I can think of. Is the scuttle on now properly?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't on, and he had a puddle in his passenger
Oh my God.
thing, and it smelled
Stunning.
very bad. These were a pain to put on. His hydros, I could talk about that.
Yeah, top mount.
Was it this one? Yeah, this one was seized, close, I think.
Yeah, and
so-
the actual top mount's getting them off. My car had to be on
Oh.
the stance, didn't it?
So, it's weird to explain because I can't like show. But it was like a normal nut, and then you had to put something inside. It was an Allen key, which we're all autistic, so we didn't know how to do it. But we figured it out. We took them off, and this one was seized shut. So I think we put these in and basically just pulled on
Yeah,
it.
we yanked it as hard as we could.
Me, Callum, and his brother pulled on it, and it finally got loose. And then for a bit it was sticking, but it's alright now.
Yeah.
Doing the camber as well.
Oh, man. So annoying.
He almost sold the car. That was also on axle stands. It was on axle stands for 2 days? A
Yep.
day? Yeah. Had bag over it because we couldn't do it. Again, I was more support. These aren't really clipped in very well. Oh, they might be now. Can't remember if you got new ones or not.
No, they're the same ones that came with the bumper, but they used to come out.
When we first put it on, they would come out, but now they're like seized on or something. That was a good day because we had pizza.
I had to fit everything.
I ate pizza, and then on the way home, I ate half of the pizza.
Yeah, and I had one slice.
I was hungry, sharp. Got that. Well, you got GTI brakes on the front now.
Yeah. Big GTI brakes.
red and
Red
a
and
little bit of pink. Yeah. The
Clearance,
last.
oh my god, that clearance is bad.
The last owner's like pink apparently.
Yeah.
Because that's off of the old car.
Yeah.
Did it? Have you seen that? It's on your Instagram.
Yeah.
On his Instagram, there's a red 6N. Let me close this. It's raining. Which is where a lot of this stuff came from. And like, he had the red bumpers on, but obviously, as you said, he changed them. What else came from the red one? Obviously, the engine,
Rear
seats, axle,
exhaust,
brakes, exhaust.
pretty much everything.
Engine-wise, pretty much everything. The shifter, like center console thing, that was off his old one. So his rearview mirror.
Oh yeah.
Is it down at the moment? Yeah, slightly. Every time you hit a bump, that thing looks at the ground. So that's always good.
Very
Very wobbly. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. Which wheel did Toby drop?
Oh, that was my old Volks.
Was that your Volks?
He dropped my. I think it was my driver's side Volk 7J on the face.
So, our friend Toby, he's a little bit more autistic than us two. He I gotta be careful with what I say. He was in the last video. When Callum washed his car, he was recording. That's why it was so shit. What happened? You explain because it was you.
Right. So basically, I bought the Volks and I had to get new tires on them because obviously it came with two tires that were massive. They were like 205/50s, and then two without tires. So I got, I think it was 165/45 on the front and then 195/45 on the rear, or 50. And Toby came over with me, and I said to him, whatever you do, put them down on the barrel carefully. Do not stand them up. Do not put them on the face. So we rolled one of the fronts out, and me and Shannon, my brother, were just trying to put the other tires on, and we heard a bang. I looked over, and my Volk was face down on the floor. I mean, he did it to my most expensive wheels, but he learnt from it. I'm not too worried because it didn't really do any damage at all, thankfully. But yeah, Toby, if you're watching, put them down barrel, on the barrel.
Well, I mean, it is the curb side. Oh
It
shit!
was.
Yeah, that one's not that bad. Okay, I take that back.
That was the one that came off the car.
Yeah, well, that one's explainable.
This one I drove on the curb.
Yeah, outside his house, there's a nice chunk there. Ignore me sniffling. I got. Oh yeah, you got clears.
Oh, what, these?
That was one thing you didn't mention in the walk around. I don't remember when you got these. Or did you get them?
I got them as I got the car.
He had them for a while. I can't remember when he put them on. And he bought. Did you buy smoked or?
Yeah.
You bought smoked for your last car, didn't you?
Yeah.
So he bought smoked. What are these called? Repeaters or something.
Well, side indicators.
Side indicators, yeah. He bought smoked ones, and was it the smoked ones or the clear ones? The Postman.
Smoked ones, the rare ones.
Yeah. So he bought some rare ones. The Royal Mail guy thought it'd be a good idea to shove them through the letterbox and snapped all the clips on one side. So he had one clear,
Which is that?
one smoked, that one smoked, which obviously is amber that side. Because of that.
Yep.
When he obviously done the swap and the brakes and stuff, he had to do the handbrake. For a bit, the handbrake didn't work, but luckily he's on hydro, so he just slammed it down. That's when it was here, not when he was driving.
Yeah.
Had to sort gear linkage out. I wasn't there for that, so that's alright.
That was fun. I was in Airedale.
Oh yeah, he was up on the ramp in his car. Oh yeah, you got a banner in there. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Under the seats. Can you see that? Where it says this.
Yeah, big up.
Dinger Developments. That's his brother's brand, who built the car basically for him. Well, mainly engine swap. He done obviously other things as well,
Yeah, a lot of the hard stuff I can do.
like this.
Yeah, I did this really hard.
Yeah.
Like, super cool.
His other brother did this. So we were at +44, like he said. This group of people ripped off the rubber bit, and Kian, his brother, had a toolkit in his car, so he took the wiper off and put it in a bin, obviously, and yeah, we drove home like that.
Yeah, and it's been like that since.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was before the engine swap. I'll give it a solid 6.5.
6.5, I'll take that.
Because I know the little nits and the little tidbits that don't really work. I know. Whatever. There's this. Was that from Toby?
I think it was, yeah.
So Toby again, big shout out. Oh no, it's here. That's right. We were outside of the co-op local to us, and he slammed the door, and that happened.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so now I'm very careful with the door normally. So I always take 20 attempts to close it. He needs to get the bumper sorted. Obviously, if he's getting rid of it, there's no point. But if he's keeping it, bumper, dents in the wing, dents in the roof, there's only a couple, and that's about it. And then obviously all the interior stuff he said. Another thing is, it's got a little gap there. He was going to restitch the door cards. I don't know if he still is.
Probably.
Are you?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's a probably. His seatbelt's behind his seat for some reason.
Oh. Oh. That.
Solid 6.5 out of 10. If I was just walking around it, I'd give it higher, but because I was there and I saw him have emotional breakdown after emotional breakdown, trying to build the thing, I kind of don't want to build a car anymore, but yeah, it's cool though. I didn't realize you were that far away.
Hope you enjoyed. I didn't fall over today. And let me know what you want to see next. I don't really know what else to film. I haven't really got any content ideas. So let me know down in the comments if you want any other videos. And yeah, see you later.